Wow, wow, wow. And yes, it happened again. We fell head over heels in love with Tuscany again. Welcome to another crazy ride. And this video is all about ride 2 of our stunning Tuscany tour. Because if you think that we had the best parts of Tuscany with our ride 1 already, think again. In this ride of around 190 kilometers, 120 miles, we will be exploring the area that is southeast of Siena and we think has got the most beautiful Tuscany landscapes to, well, have a nice motorcycle ride in. And of course we have some nice stops at beautiful Tuscan towns. So maybe you noticed, but I'm quite excited about this ride. So let's go crazy! For our coffee stop we added this bike parking in Montalcino, and Montalcino is a classic fairy tale village on the hilltop surrounded by vineyards. The village is entirely surrounded by fortress walls, and from its fortezza it's very easy to walk into the Centro Storico. But what makes Montalcino famous worldwide is its production of its precious Brunello red wine. But we are here for coffee, and as it's just before 11, it is cappuccino. Because one of the most important Italian coffee rules is not to order cappuccino after 11, because for Italians cappuccino is a real breakfast drink, and after that, especially after a meal, it's way too heavy, so the Italians prefer espresso. Because a hot drink will make the meal digest faster, but if you add milk to it, it will completely ruin that process. So for that reason, it's not very Italian to have a cappuccino after 11. Montalcino is situated in the Val di Orcia nature park, and this is where you will get those typical famous views on the rolling hills of Tuscany. The landscape is stunning Tuscany, and it's been reserved as a nature and culture park and recognized as World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 2004. And we will be in the park until our next stop, so enjoy! of the travel guides I read describes Pienza as a delightful village, and we totally agree. We love the ride up here, the village, and the amazing views that you get on the Tuscan landscape from the city walls. The intimate centre was almost entirely redecorated by Pius II in the 15th century. This pope, born in 1405 in the village that was then called Corsignano. And when he was elected pope in 1458, he decided to remodel his birthplace and name it after himself, Pienza. And although it can get very busy with tourists here, we are sure that you will find a nice spot for lunch. Luckily, Tuscany is still stunning outside of the Val d'Ostia, and we are now in what is called the Grete Senesi. And well, we are surrounded by, well, what looks like medieval paintings. So, and we have one more stop in this ride if you want, and that's here in San Giovanni d'Asso, which is situated on the cliff of the right bank of the river Asso, and has a castle on top that is dominating this whole town. And in that castle there is a Museo del Tartufo, in my opinion one of the best ingredients in the Italian kitchen. But it's only open on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and we are here on a Wednesday. But we also have a stop at a little bar if you want for a refreshing drink, because it can get quite hot as we are experiencing now because it's a heat wave. And I think it's called the Bar Novo Creti or something. Just let's go. Wow, wow, wow. And yes, it happened again. We fell head over heels in love with Tuscany again. Because we really think that this area is perfect for some nice motorbike rides. And with Siena as our perfect central point for those rides. And we're almost back in Siena. And well, the ride of course will bring you there, because you can download this ride, the GPX file and the ebook, via our website. Just add this ride to your account and you can download those GPX files and ebook with all the info, because we hope we were able to give you some tips on this ride. And if you want some tips on where to stay in Siena, of course with parking for your bike, we have a separate video on that, and that will be in the middle of your screen if you want to keep going crazy now. And well, then we're almost at the end of this ride, but we are ending this video here. So we hope that you liked it, and if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe and hit that bell as well. So we will see you on our next crazy ride. Bye bye!